Hello, everybody, and welcome to NuWhoZone, the hungry earth, cold blood. The day has finally arrived where we tackle a Chris Chibnall era story. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how the panel reacts. Uh, will they, and including myself, will we let what Chris Chibnall has written cloud our judgment, or are we going to be honest and give this two-parter an honest review and opinion, and not let what he has done cloud our judgment? Now, I do remember at the time when this came out, I didn't really particularly find this entertaining. I thought the first part was decent. It's the second part where it all falls apart, and the flaws of Chris Chibnall's writing are there for everybody to see. But because of everything he's written since then that we believe has been worse, will this episode, because let's be honest, we've done New Who episodes during the other Doctor's eras where people weren't really fans of, but when they watched it a second time, they actually realised, well, it obviously, as we have said, maybe it's got to do with the current era, but they seem to like certain episodes better than they remember. Will it be the same with this? We will see. Only time will tell. Now, what I'm going to do is save time from sending emails because I'm a bit lazy today because it's a nice day. I'm just going to put the link in the chat. So you all know who you are that are supposed to be on the panel. So there you go. There's the link. So come on, and we'll get this done. While I'm waiting on the guests, I will do a few shout outs as we always do. Well, we haven't done them as much as we used to, because obviously, like, there's a lot more people and it takes a lot more time to get through. But we will call out the people that have here. I don't expect many people to watch because it is Chris Chibnall, but we'll see. So we have Queen Charlotte, we have Sadako 24, we have PJ maybe, who's just popped in because he's away to finish my PC and test prior to Wednesday. So we'll say good luck with that, and hopefully everything works out for you. Who else have we got? We have Dave, travels through time, channel 2. We have the real super doctor. Who else have we got? And I think that's everybody that's shown up in the chat so far. I feel like we're missing a few people. Maybe we're not. Maybe this is the panel. If someone would like to come on to the panel, I see Charlotte is there. If you want to come on for this one, you're more than welcome. We got two panelists anyway. I know the two lads were coming on anyway. I just forget if I said it to someone else, and if I did, the link is in the chat. Right, let's bring on our two guests and not keep them waiting any longer, because we've got 2 episodes of this to watch, and it's punishment enough to watch one of his a week. But we've decided when it comes to 2-parters to just do 2-parters on the same day to get them done and over with. Some of them will be great though. That's the thing. Of course, when we get to the 3-part ones, which Moffat has done, we will obviously when we get there we'll think of something. But right now, the 2-parters obviously done together. Right, let's bring on our first guest. He joins us for every New Who panel. It's the one and only PD Rich.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad yourself.
No, but not bad. Nice day, warm. Actually,
Yeah.
got out on Friday to see a few friends of mine.
That's good. Yeah, everything seems to be opening up just a little bit. Of course, the Boris is kind of indicating with stuff that he's saying that there might be a delay in the whole. Which
Yeah,
is
he wants to
not,
delay it.
yeah, which is not going down well because I think there's even talks here as well. It's
Well,
not
the
going down well.
problem is, Noel, it's like it hasn't been 3 lockdowns. It's been one big lockdown. They've just eased it and put it back on,
Yeah,
eased it, put it back on.
that's all it is. Yeah, yeah,
So we've
yeah,
been locked down for almost a year and a quarter, and I think it's about time. Theresa May. I don't like Theresa May, but I do agree with what she said in Parliament the other day. If you're going to keep us all in lockdown, you're going to have nothing left.
yeah. What we'll do is, are we taking a break between parts of being asked? Well, we'll take a 5 minute break. So everybody can make a cup of tea or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we won't be taking much of a break because, as I said, we do have 2 episodes. They're over 45 minutes each, so that's over an hour and a half. And let's be honest, nobody really wants to be sitting here watching Chris Chibnall writing for an hour and a half. But there you go. That's what we've decided to do. I'm not skipping it because it is part of Doctor Who, and whether we like him or not, or like he's writing or not, we're gonna do with him. It'll be interesting to see if we do change our opinions from 2010. And it'll be interesting to see the guys that are in the panel that detest this story. Let's see if they change their mind. You might think it's the best thing he's written for Doctor Who, which isn't saying much. But there you go. Let's bring on our next guest. It's the one and only Super Doctor.
Hey Noel, how you doing?
Not too bad. And how are you?
Oh, it's a nice warm day here, but it's went dark and I think there's going to be torrential rain or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's been great here as well.
Yeah.
But I wanted to cool down now. It's 7 o'clock and it's still warm.
Yeah.
I just needed to cool down. See, don't mind during the day, heat wave galore.
Yeah.
Don't mind early morning all the way till about 6 p.m. Right, or after 6 p.m. I want shit to cool down.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
Seriously, man, it's too bleeding warm.
Yeah, but look,
this is
when you're
37.
abroad, it's different. It's a different heat.
Yeah, it is. There's definitely something going on.
Yeah.
There's definitely something going on. I think the Earth's axis. I seen something a few months back. Some scientists were saying that the Earth's axis has slightly changed.
The equilateral tilt, yeah.
Yeah, I think it has made a huge difference in the weather. And I think you just have, I won't say, but you have the scaremongers out there, the usual, climate change, Of course, they're entitled to their opinion. I just don't agree with it. I just think it's a natural occurrence. I think our
you're right.
Our impact on it is small. I'm sorry, don't care what they say. It's a tiny percentage. The Earth naturally cools and naturally heats. It's what it does. It's done that for fucking even before we were here. Yep. Scientists have said it, and now they're contradicting everything to go along with this. Climate.
Because a handful of scientists want to get rich quick.
Yeah, that's it, and I don't buy it. Look, if people do, fair enough. If I'm wrong, and all those other people that believe it's wrong, well, then we'll pay for it, won't we? Because then the sea levels will rise, the countries will start flooding, we'll be underwater, and then you can say, "I told you so." Okay, right? Are we?
We'll just get straight into it.
I think we should get prepared. Yeah, I'm gonna get prepared now. I'm putting the DVD on.
Well, the Earth has got an equilateral tilt. And sometimes it's been made. The UK's been a desert, and it's also been an Arctic waste.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So you look at the Antarctic. It's the proof that you need.
Yeah.
Because if you look and scientists believe that was a tropical place at one time.
Yeah, that's it. Because the equilateral tilt was so large, it was so vast that it was getting stuck on the Arctic was getting stuck in the sun.
Look, we'll find out if we're wrong anyway. If we're wrong, we're wrong, and then that's fair enough.
Yeah,
but I don't really.
But as I said, it's what it is. A tilt slowing down, apparently. So we're getting more in the sun.
Yeah, well, the Earth can go into magnetic pole shifts.
Yeah.
and it can create weather anomalies and that, and storms and earthquakes and volcanoes and that.
Yeah.
It'll probably explain it, what's happening
Exactly.
right now.
Have I
Yeah.
got to change the disc? Have I got the wrong disc in again?
It's
I
the
think
next disc.
it's the next disc, isn't it? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a fucking idiot. It's the next
Oh,
disc.
Vince, a doctor on it.
Ah, yeah. So, see, if we didn't do this two-parter, we'd have to suffer 2 weeks of Chibnall before we got to Vincent and the Doctor. We've only got a week now to wait for Vincent.
Yeah.
And I know we did it recently because of the whole, because during the lockdown, but I'm doing it again. Vincent and the Doctor is like, that's an episode
It's
you can
one of the
watch
best.
over and over and over and over. Yeah,
Richard
you
Curtis
need your
one, yeah.
man-size Kleenex. Oh, sorry, you're not allowed to say man-size anymore. It's
Hmm.
large. What's it? It's not man-size.
Boned person Kleenex.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say man-size tissues anymore because it's apparently offensive. So,
Jumbo.
large,
Is that offensive as
large
elephant?
Andrex large or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call them now. Or,
Jumbo, is that offensive as elephant?
fuck's sake, man.
These people.
I just laugh at some of these things. I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous. Leave the fucking tissues alone. What has tissues ever done to anybody? Like,
It's just these kind of people. I mean, it's just the slightest thing that just sets them off. I suppose
Yeah.
they're just unbalanced
before
people.
you know it, man,
Exactly.
every product that we've grown up with, every movie, every song, every TV show will be changed because
Yeah.
look at once they sort out all the food labels, right? They'll move on to something else, right? That's what they do. They move on to something else, so they'll find something else that's offending.
Trying to make themselves relevant.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they'll start putting pressure on that. Look, before you get in 20 years' time, we won't be able to say boo fucking who.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen the latest episode from Unsafe Space? Oh, apparently they've got what's it? Therapists now, unwoke therapists. There's a league of unwoke therapists.
Oh, jeez.
That's how bad it's got. They've had to band together and make their own little league of unwoke therapists to save the industry.
I don't know, man.
I know. But this is what's going to happen. You're going to start getting small groups getting together, making their own little, making their own leagues to try and fix everything.
Yeah, well, you're not going to fix everything because society isn't perfect. It never will be.
No, it won't.
Right? We could strive towards that, yeah. But the way these nutballs are going on about, we'd be all in concentration camps and getting gassed. Fuck's
Yeah.
sake. Can't even open your mouth, man. Look, there's so many, and I'm not saying this to take the piss, right? There's so many gender or sexual identities and gender identities now that if I misgender someone now and I don't do it on purpose, right? The way things are going, right? They're making that kind of thing a hate crime.
I know.
Like, how is an old person supposed to fucking remember 92 fucking genders anyway?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
sexual preferences, whatever it fucking is. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. Just go and live your fucking life, man. Whatever you want, the way you want to live it. Nobody's telling you that you can't live your life like that, but don't be enforcing your fucking shit on all of us.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be the colonizers.
Well, fuck it.
Trying to recolonize everything.
Because, this
I know.
now is
I know.
Right. Is everybody in the chat ready? Let's get this done and over with because I tell you, you never know. We might get fucking surprised. Jesus. Yeah.
That's
Right, we'll
unlikely.
start off with the Hungry Earth, but I already know when I put this on, it's going to have this audio description stuff on, so I'm going to change it now. I won't let me until I fucking put the DVD up. That's stupid, man. Right. We've got a couple of ones. So which one of you guys would like to have the honors of doing the countdown? Because I hate doing them.
Yeah, I did last week, didn't I?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Right, go on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Okay.
Is that really a location in Wales?
Yeah.
I have to say, it looks pretty sad, doesn't it? All those houses in the background boarded up. I wonder
Yeah.
if they're really like that or they just boarded them up for this show. But it looks like a nice little area, and it's
Yeah.
just looks like a nice place to raise a family and
Yeah.
have your pets. And I have to say though, for this is the thing that's intriguing about this story though. The father and son bond in this
Yeah.
is actually very strong, yeah. But if you go to future Chibnall, he hates fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because he's got Moffat telling him what to do.
Great actress there.
Yeah, I was
Great
actually
actor
thinking.
as well.
Well, this is a bit controversial, but I was thinking she's very doctorish in some ways. She's got that presence about her, Mira Sayal. I don't know what it is, but I don't know why Chris Chibnall chose Jodie Whittaker in the first place.
Onwards and downwards.
Yeah. But she would make a great companion.
Yeah.
I was just thinking after the success of Donna Noble, Catherine Tate, there's another opportunity of a great companion.
Yeah.
And I was saying at the time, please make her the companion and just get rid of Amy Pond and that.
I quite like Amy though. I don't know what it is. I
Yeah.
just like her. She's a strong female character. She's a non-existent strong female character.
But I mean, as I said, the first episode is actually not bad. Like, it started off well.
No, it did.
Yeah. I think it's you've got the good actors in it. You've got Matt Smith, you've got Karen Gillan, you get Mira Sayal, and you've got all this this
Yeah,
great
but you've also
production to
got,
work
or
with.
remember though, you've also got Julie Gardner and RTV
Yeah.
in the background
Yeah.
with Chris Chibnall on these.
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
Chibnall might have wrote these, but remember, the final draft would have having to go through either one of those two or maybe them all before it was approved.
Yeah.
So maybe the good elements of this story actually come from others and not actually Chris Chibnall. Gregory says, hello from the Netherlands. Good luck tonight in your football match. Actually, I'll probably catch the second half myself.
Oh, we got this is the first one with Neve McIntosh, isn't it?
Yes, this is her first appearance.
Comes back as Madame Vastra, yeah.
See what I mean? This is actually good. Like this scary, this would be scary.
See what I actually thought when I saw this? I thought immediately the Tractators. You know how the Tractators did that in front of us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah. And then you get the titles.
I'm afraid these titles grow on me, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
They do grow on you. That's the thing. When this first came out, I couldn't stand it. I thought I was like, why is Stephen Moffat cheapening the Doctor Who brand? Because even that DW, I found it cheap looking. But
Yeah,
then,
it looked like they were aiming at a younger audience, what didn't it?
but then when I seen it, and then I kept seeing it each week, it was like you grew on me. I was like, yeah, it's not bad. I do like that, the Matt Smith titles and music. But I will say, and I still say this, the best of New Who is definitely David Tennant's season 4.
Yeah.
His 4 titles.
Yeah.
They're still the best Doctor Who or team tune, I should say. Doctor Who team tune out there. I love it.
It was kind of updated. It was kind of more modern than what previously went with the the Christopher Eccleston and the early David Tennant ones.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Berger, King of Wrenches.
Hey, Chris.
I mean, so far he's written the Doctor at the moment.
Yeah. One of those weird moments. This doesn't even happen now, does it?
No.
See what I mean? I mean, this is not bad so far. I just hope nobody lets their judgment of Chris Chibnall cloud their rating when they give it. Like, be honest. I mean, I do. I'm still gonna stick by so far. What? How many minutes are we in? 5 minutes in, and it's not bad. It's better than Anthony's written so far. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheapskate.
That scene where she holds the engagement ring in her hand with Rory, that's deadly, man. That scene.
Yeah.
But again, you know, with Rory's character development, you could see that each week when we were watching, that when he started to become a companion,
I wonder if
that
that's the same
he
one that
started
used
getting
Green Death.
more confident as the weeks went on. And then obviously then he has his little scene in this one where I won't spoil it for anybody if you haven't seen it, but if you've been where have you been living under a rock. But his character development is very good. I love when he does come back.
Yeah.
As the same story, and that is brilliant. I love that scene with him and Matt when Matt doesn't realize, you know, he's there talking to Rory, but he hasn't copped on yet that he shouldn't be there. I love that whole scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you
think
do
by
get
viewing these
plainclothes police
episodes,
officers like
we
Rory
were
as well.
very unprepared for what was going to happen in Series 11. I mean, it was like, maybe it was kind of predictable in a way that it was going to be as bad as we were going to expect it to be.
Yeah.
But we didn't know how bad it would have been.
Yeah, as I was saying, you do get plainclothes to police officers like Rory, dressed like that. I've been stopped by one once. It's quite accurate.
Well, so far he's got the Doctor spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Doctor's one jump ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, he already knew by tasting that. He already knew when he landed and he saw the grass. He knew straight away there was something up.
Yeah.
I mean, why couldn't he write Jodie like that?
I do not know. We need to get a psychologist really to analyze it all. Probably people writing their psychology dissertations on him at the moment.
And he thinks it's the best thing he's ever created. That's the sad thing about it.
Yeah. It's like I said in Rabbi's chat the other night. I mean, the thing I always hold against Chibnall is what he said about to John Nathan Turner and Pip and Jane Baker. Always will hold that against him.
Well, you can't really blame it on John Nathan Turner because he really didn't know how to put episodes together. You know, he had all these ideas, and he was trying to put them all together. And it was the costume designers and set designers and all that.
Yeah.
And it was the very little money they could actually work on.
He was literally flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah, he was just holding on.
Yeah.
I think if he had simplified his era, and not try as many things as he did, I think the JNT era would be looked at completely differently. And I think it probably would have went on. I don't think there would have been all the problems that they would have had. Because there was a lot of people, battling each other at the time. Pretty sad. Oh, this scene is this scene is deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they may have been awful, but I think what people are trying to say is that Chris Chibnall got that opportunity to throw that criticism towards them, right? Aim that criticism towards them. But we're not allowed to criticize his era.
Yeah.
We're not allowed or given the opportunity to voice our concerns because we're shut down straight away. Chris Chibnall hides.
I know. It's like, well, you've got to voice your concerns against Pip and James Baker.
Season 11, he had no problem going around plugging his female doctor and plugging the show, right? When the backlash happened then towards the era, right, towards the fourth season, he disappeared after series 12. We never seen him. We haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Right? It's season 13 is filming. We haven't heard from him.
No. I would be surprised if that isn't actually working on it.
Why isn't she going around the circuits now getting ready? You know? No.
Yeah.
Right?
We saw it with the Christmas special.
Yeah, she's not even in the Doctor Who annual, which should open a lot of people's eyes because I'm told there's a reason behind that.
Yeah. Well, we saw it with the festive special. No, all the advertising before it didn't until like November.
Oh, he's pissed off now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Chris knows how to write the Doctor, and yet he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
No.
I think he does know how to write the Doctor. I just think he had an agenda.
Yeah.
He tried to do something different with it. It didn't work.
Well, what I actually think
and he's tried to backtrack ever since, and it hasn't.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing. He's tried to backtrack because he's given us what we wanted. Let's be honest. I mean, all the villains that he's brought back, we have said we'd like to see them again, and he's given what he thinks fans want. Unfortunately, because his writing has never been up to the standard. See, under RTD or under Moffat here, it's at least he had someone. I said Julie Gardner and Yoke earlier. I was wrong. It's Moffat and Gazes. Yeah. So Gatiss, I should say. So he had those two on him when he would have been writing this story. And even with those two, we know how good their writing is. They couldn't even rescue this story.
Yeah. Hey, Lord Forth. Chat. Tim's here.
Hey, Tim.
And Piers Wenger had his hand in with this series as well.
I know.
I just can't understand why they've done what they've done. I really just can't understand it.
I'll never understand it, mate. I'll never understand it myself. It wasn't necessary. Yeah. Doctor Who didn't need to change. Yes, the ratings were going down slowly, but it was identified by fans. Fans knew where the problem was. The only problem is that the writing under Moffat had become stale. He should have left a couple of seasons before he actually did leave. And that was the problem. But in BBC, they panicked. They turned to a man who's clueless and they let him do what he did because they honestly believed that it would boost the ratings. Because I think deep down, seriously, from the things that I've been hearing, that BBC do want Doctor Who to succeed. They just don't know what to do with it. They just, they expect I don't know. Maybe BBC expect a Game of Thrones level event with Doctor Who, but that's never going to happen.
No, it's not a kind of
No.
show.
Because for the simple fact is that you don't have anybody right now in that organisation that could bring to that level.
No,
Um,
they're all gone.
and you don't have the money to do it. But what you could do is you could put out a few seasons that are nothing like that we've seen before, and then maybe then other countries will come in and want to pick it up. Then there'll be more
Yeah.
money generated, and then you can go for your kind of, your cultural icon show. Doctor Who used to be a cultural icon. It's become a laughing stock.
Comes so
Yeah.
stale. Yeah.
And even J.K. Rowling wouldn't touch this with a barge pole because she
No.
knew that it could belly up anything. This.
Yeah. Neil Gaiman didn't want anything to do with
By
it.
the way, did you notice in this episode, it's a Chris Chibnall trait that
Yeah.
Matt Smith used the sonic screwdriver a lot in this episode.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed that.
Like he hasn't not had the screwdriver in his hand.
Yeah.
It's a bloody magic wand, isn't it, really?
So the Harry Potter wand.
Yeah. Seriously, use it like one.
I think John Nathan Turner did the right thing to get rid of the sonic screwdriver. It was
Yeah.
getting overused.
Really was, yeah.
To be fair, RTD overused the sonic screwdriver too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But the sonic screwdriver as a tool, for blowing things up and like that in the Tom Baker era, it was just pulled out the pocket, but you didn't know when he was going to use it.
That's the whole thing. It's like when the Daleks appear, you didn't know when they
Yeah.
were going to appear.
And you don't know when the sonic screwdriver is going to appear, and that's the exciting thing about it. That's the thing that you want. You're hoping to see it again, see the Doctor use it again, but
Yeah.
when he doesn't. He uses his intelligence.
Yeah. And now we know the Daleks, Sonic Screwdriver is going to use somewhere in each episode.
Yeah.
The Dalek's going to appear once a series.
Yeah. Problem, as I said, though, is, and I'll keep repeating, it doesn't matter if Jodie Whittaker goes.
Yeah.
If he's still sailing the ship into that iceberg, well then
That it's going to sink the
it's
series.
still gonna sink.
He's a new captain, not a new lieutenant. Sorry, I should say. He's new
You have
navigator,
to
not
write
new
the
captain.
character of the Doctor to wow the audience. Now, I don't think Chris Chibnall's got that capacity to do so.
No.
Now that takes a really good writer to kind of come up with all those concepts. Because the Doctor is this advanced being that knows absolutely everything. It's like he's not just one thing; he's many things.
I love this scene.
Yeah.
See, there's early conflict between Rory and the Doctor, even in the Vampires in Venice.
Yeah.
You could see that. He's blaming the Doctor for Amy's, behavior, when in fact it's actually Amy. Like, yeah, the Doctor introduced her to the TARDIS, but like she could have said no. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And the fact that Rory is still convinced that Amy loves the Doctor doesn't help either.
Yeah.
Because remember, she finds out in a later series. He finds out in a later series when they do the double ganger episode.
Gangers, yeah.
That that she actually loves Rory. That's when we definitely find out that she loves Rory. Like, she picked them anyway. So, I mean, but fans still needed to see that. So it happened. But it was a nice little scene when Rory realised it was him.
Yeah.
And I think that's when they would have had their hanky panky on the TARDIS. And River came along.
Yeah.
Did you just hear? I'm not usually one for watching Doctor Who videos on YouTube. I mean, you know the way they get former cast on to do stuff, and
Yeah.
but Penguin have a lovely video up with Alex Kingston, who plays River, and she was explaining each scene. So she was actually watching the scenes that she was in, and she never watches herself, right? But she got very emotional, and she was talking about each Doctor in the scenes. Peter Capaldi got very emotional in one scene with her. Matt Smith, she was talking about the thing when she whispered shit into David Tennant's ear when they had their kiss. It was seriously, man, it got to me. If you haven't seen it, it's by Penguin Books, because Alex has written a book about River, I think.
Oh,
And
cool.
she was doing a Q&A, and they got her to watch clips of all of her stuff that she was in with the Doctors. And she says she doesn't watch herself, but she says she was pretty impressed with herself. But you could see her, she had to pause a couple of times because she started getting very upset. And
Wow.
you know what? And the thing that got to me, I'm not the biggest fan of River, because I think her story was dragged out too long, in my opinion. Right?
Well, yeah, it's the whole. Yeah.
But seeing her in that, I was like, oh my god, this character meant so much to her. She even said,
Oh, here we go. This bit here.
Stephen Moffat gave her the best lines.
Yeah. The Doctor does it with disabilities here. How come we couldn't do it in the Moffat couldn't? Sorry, Chibnall couldn't write it in the future. Well, this whole point. Matt's really good with this dyslexic kid, but Chibnall in the future can't do dyspraxia. It's like, are you mad or something? You did dyslexia.
Yeah.
It's like, it does a brilliant job on this one.
Yeah.
You can't do it in the future with dyspraxia. It's like,
no, see, this is the thing. This is what
I Moffat must have written this.
There's certain scenes and certain episodes and certain stories that the Doctor is there when you need him, right? When the Doctor might be all of these other things, but you can always count on the Doctor to say and do the right thing.
Yeah.
At the right time. Yeah. Even with Vincent, when he goes sees Vincent and he tries to get Vincent out of the bed, he tries to do the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the Doctor, basically.
He doesn't go to Vincent. He goes up to Vincent, right? Sees Vincent crying and goes, whoops, I'm socially awkward. I'm going to leave the room now, Vincent.
Yeah. Oh, you got dyslexia. Oh, I can't deal with that. I'm socially awkward. Yeah.
Oh, they're kissing. Uh-oh. Oh, look, do you know what? I always, Russell did the same thing as well. Do you remember with the Dalek episodes with Captain Jack in it? You're up on the satellite, this yoke, and they find out it's the Daleks and all, and your man, the office fella, asks your woman out. Like, they always do that awkward, where they have that awkward moment after kissing or talking, revealing their feelings with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love little scenes like that. Oh, this is where she realizes that she's the shitty mother, but blames the Doctor.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is the definition of a shitty mother because she should have been watching her kid from the first place. She shouldn't have shirked off responsibility to other adults in the room.
She's definitely a Gen Xer, isn't she?
Right? It's not the
Hang on there.
doctor's responsibility.
Wants to be her kid's friend, not her kid's guardian. Yeah.
Now watch. Now watch. Watch her face. Watch. When she realizes. No, I not listen. She tried but watch the video. Alex Kingston is brilliant. I have to say, you can tell how much this role of River Song actually meant to her. And to me, no matter what I think of the character, but for me, if you've got an actress like that gets emotional like that and has loved every minute of playing that character, that to me is the kind of people that we should be backing. So I wish I look with our books, but look at the way she's blaming the doctor. This mother here, it's your fault. You should have been looking after your kid. Remember, your body, your choice.
Is he a Time Lord or a childminder? Yeah.
Like anybody leaves the doctor with a child needs their head examined.
Yeah.
In fairness, because he can be socially awkward. And we've seen him with Stormageddon. Well, in fairness, he was okay with Stormageddon, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. She sets a bad example to her own son when she's willing to destroy a whole race.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Chibnall takes it out on blokes now. Because he did this back in the day and probably got criticised for it.
Mm-hmm.
Did he go when he got criticised? He normally does.
And the Shitty Mother of the Year award goes to Ambrose.
Yeah, and who has to rescue him? The doctor.
Oh.
It was the only thing so far. I was just annoyed with the new Silurian design. I mean,
Yeah,
I thought that wasn't really Silurian at all.
As I said, the first episode is actually not bad, right?
Yeah.
Some of the plot devices to move the plot on are a bit ridiculous, but it's nothing that we are overly angry about. You know, you can tolerate it to a certain extent because it's still grabbing
Sonic sunglasses.
See, it's grabbing your attention, right?
Yeah.
But it's the second part where it falls completely flat. Now, in reality, should he not be able to see her because the rain would obviously cool her body down?
Yeah, but it'd be a slow cooling down. It'd be a slow cool down process. It wouldn't be fast.
Silurians. Yeah, the design is not great.
You know, there was they did design the Silurian like a Silurian, but it was kind of abandoned for the more human-like design.
It's like I just want Millennium effects to make human Silurians.
Yeah.
Very much feels like that.
I love the way you were about to give each other a high five and then the ground rumbled. Both sides have hostages.
Yeah. The only problem with this hostage truce thing, it's so similar to the original episode.
I tell you one thing though, looking back on this era, old Amy Pond went through the ringer in this bleeding series.
Certainly did.
And this era, think about it. The doctor found her when she was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he crashed into her aunt's garden. Then, obviously, she had prisoner zero in her house, probably manipulating her for fucking decades or whatever
Yeah.
they were doing. Then she goes on the travels, right? And then obviously she does eventually get married. Then she has a kid, and then she finds out she can't have any more kids. Then her and Rory get a divorce, and man, things go. I tell you, man. That's why I do like their ending. People, it did gut me when the two of them jumped off that building. I have to be honest. And then when they were taken
It was
away,
quite a moving moment for
it was.
that scene.
It was, man. I loved it. I was gutted though when both of them left, because after those two left, it was like the same
to give her
season
another
turned
tone.
into a second. It was a completely different tone
Yeah.
when it came back. All right, here we go.
Has to be the worst Silurian design.
It could be a subspecies, though.
Yeah.
Again, about
Or
this.
a hybrid species of Silurian.
Yeah.
Could be. And listen, you know, we don't know how long Chibs is going to stay on for. If he goes with her, brilliant.
Mhm.
But if he doesn't, you know, he has a habit of redesigning villains. Look at the way what he's done with the Daleks. Look at the Santarans now. The Judoon looked a little bit better, I have to say. That's the one thing that I haven't really minded with Chris Chibnall, except with his Daleks, though. I don't like his new skinnier Daleks or slim Daleks, whatever you want to call them. But the concept of what he's trying to do with them, I find very fascinating. I've said that, and I'll continue. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and change my mind. I do find all of that fascinating. That's why it will be interesting to see what he does with the Daleks, because this is obviously leading somewhere and has always been leading somewhere. So it will be interesting. But
And
if
I've
he
a
was to bring the
suspicion that
Silurians back, he'd probably redesign them back to the original
yeah,
design. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. This is the thing I will give him credit for with his design team when it comes to the villains. They have kind of gone back to basics with some of the designs.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't criticize him for that. The villains that he comes up with are shit. But
yeah.
the old ones that he's
Tinging,
really
yeah.
I mean, wait and you see. I guarantee him, and I guarantee he's going to surprise us with the Weeping Angel story. I guarantee those Weeping Angels are going to be scary again, because, again, I say this a lot with Moffat. He turned the Daleks into a joke, and he even turned his own creation, the Weeping Angels. He turned them into a bit of a joke with the weeping babies, the big Statue of Liberty, and all of that rubbish, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Chibnall goes back to basics with them and actually makes them scary again. Like the first time when we saw them in Blink and then we seen them in the two-parter. Like, that's the level they should be at.
Yeah.
This actress, Nev, has to get a lot of credit.
Yeah, she's a good actress
Yeah.
though.
She is a brilliant actress, and
So they brought her
Yeah.
back.
I know people kind of don't like Jenny and they don't like Strax and hers. I do. I'm not
I
going to
think they're
lie.
a great team.
I think they're brilliant. Now, I know people are saying, but they turned Sontaran into a bit of a clown. It's one fucking Sontaran. Will you see
Yeah,
it?
it's one. He's a medic.
Jesus Christ. It's like today, I seen something today. Again, there's people within the fandom menace that are pissing me off. right? They're trying to start trouble just for the sake of it, you know, and then they get people on their side then. You know, so what the Indiana Jones 5 director came out and said shit and done shit or whatever. You are seeking out these people as well just to cause an argument by saying that a movie that you haven't even seen or seen filmed, I've only seen a set photo of, is going to be shit and woke.
Raiders of the Lost Clout, isn't it now?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. If you're going to
Jason
go after,
Lost
so
Clout.
you're going to go after the director, he has every right to do whatever he wants. If you have people out there criticizing something that you haven't even seen, right? And I think people out there need to stop listening to these clowns.
Proof is in the pudding, yeah.
Right? Just because you see Kathleen Kennedy, they're throwing their toys out of the pram because Kathleen Kennedy was on set. So all of a sudden they've all decided this movie is going to be shit. You don't know. You haven't seen a trailer. You have only seen one set photograph, right? And then people are calling, slagging the movie off, and then you're accusing them of going and seeking out hashtags. Well, of course he's going to go out and seek hashtags if people are slating a movie that he hasn't even fucking directed yet. Leave him alone. Leave them alone until something actually comes out. Then you will have every right to criticize, because right now none of you even sound credible. And again, it's the same clown that started on Doomcock. He always has something to fucking say because he wants to stir it up because he's a toxic piece of crap.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat what Courtney calls him.
I have no problem calling these people. I don't care how big they are, how small they are, right? If I see something that they're doing and they're deliberately doing it to generate hate towards this movie, they haven't seen a fucking script. Idiots. My problem is that that Harrison Ford is too old. That's the only problem we have, because I haven't read a script, I haven't seen the trailer, and I've only seen a couple of set photographs. So leave it out. Just want to complain about art and get the deal. That's all it is, man. That's all it is now. They're just complaining for the sake of complaining because they know that brings in the clicks and the money, right? Instead of waiting until something comes out or get a trailer or get information on something and then come out and actually give your piece and your opinion. Because none of them sound credible right now. It's ridiculous.
Look at this scene.
I love her reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have made a great companion.
I think she would have been a brilliant companion.
I mean, the both of them have chemistry together. I mean,
They definitely do.
it would look at it just straight away.
They definitely do.
It's a missed opportunity.
But they already had their team TARDIS, you know, you bring her on.
Yeah.
Then with Amy and Rory, would it not, you know, would the balance then be somehow...
Well, if Amy and Rory had left...
Well, they don't leave for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
We got another season and a half yet. I think almost 2 seasons. Yeah, Neve's brilliant in this, though, as you were saying.
So avenging Nerd has been to time fracture. It's all right, but very over-advised.
Yeah, I thought it was. Thanks, Reese. Appreciate it, mate.
Well, I'm glad it's not as bad as people thought it was going to be, and it's half decent. I mean, right now, do you really expect that decent to come out of anything concerning Doctor Who? So, look, one day they'll have to get it right because they can't continue this.
Yeah, you can't stick to mediocre forever. You have to start pioneering and pushing that envelope again.
Indiana Jones. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, he's mutating.
Yeah, didn't they have a mutagen in the Silurians?
Yeah, well, they had that kind of bacterium or kind of poison.
That's it, yeah.
I like that. She pinged his braces.
No, but I could kind of understand their behavior. They thought they were being attacked.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you think you're being attacked, well then maybe the behavior that you normally associate with that alien race wouldn't necessarily be the response that you think because they're under attack. I mean, look at it this way. You know, the Time Lords. You know, we've heard all of these things about the Time Lords being ancient beings. You know, so I mean, you remember the school reunion
Yeah.
episode where the guy is explaining what the Time Lords used to be, but then they changed them because of the Time War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did things that you never thought they'd do. So they can change again.
Yeah,
You
fear's
know?
a great motivator, isn't it?
Yeah, and not only that, you've got to look at the circumstances as well and take into
Yeah.
account why they might change. And I know, look, I get it. I know fans have certain expectations for certain villains and certain
Yeah.
new monsters. But at the end of the day, you know, they do have to kind of evolve. They're going to be put in situations as well where their behavior mightn't be what you would recognize a
Oh, yeah,
Silurian.
come on, look at Missy.
So the thing about it is they honestly thought they were being attacked. So they're responding in the way that they think they should.
You've got to shake things up. If Missy's taught me anything, you've got to shake things up every once in a while.
This scene is great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell it's still
It's a whole colony.
Right, when the titles are over, we'll pause it. And then when we pause it, then we'll take the 5 minute break. So
Yeah.
we'll be back in. So it's 58 minutes now. So we'll be back in 63 minutes. So an hour and 3 minutes in, we start the second part. So get your coffees on. There you go. One of the executive producers was Pierce Wenger. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll just press start and then pause it. Get it ready. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm ready
Yeah.
for 5 minutes time.
But yeah. So guys, I suppose instead of waiting until the end to give a review of both episodes, do you want to briefly give a review of so far what you have seen?
Well, it's
These are rating until the end, but just let everybody know how you feel about the episode and keep it brief because we've only got a 5 minute break, so I want to get the 2 years in. So, Super Doctor, you go ahead.
well, it's exceeded the expectation so far. I mean, it's got a lot of interesting stuff in it, and
Yeah,
the characterizations are quite good, and the acting's quite good in that, and the sets are quite good in that, and it does get a wee bit kind of boring, you know, just a bit too much dialogue going on in
yeah,
that, and just that's when you start to kind of nod off, and you think that, oh no, but it seems a good episode. It seems a good episode, but I wouldn't give it a 100% score.
yeah, yeah. PD, how do you feel
Yeah,
about
I
it?
kind of agree. It's a very old Doctor Who, if you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
very much a who done it.
Yeah.
Who are they? Who's doing it? Who's the monster of the week? Who's
yeah,
abducting these humans? What these humans doing? Kind of thing. And the problem is the second episode goes a bit too much like Doctor Who in the Silurians, and it ends up in a
Yeah.
UN peace conference. And it's like we've had this before, though, isn't you? It's just borrowing from Doctor Who and the Silurians. But it's nice to see Neve McIntosh in this. She comes back as Vastra. I think she's like a very integral part where she plays two characters, pretty much. And it's good to see Stephen Moore in the second part.
yeah. I mean, look, I agree with you guys. Like the first episode is actually not bad. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's perfect. It's far from perfect. It does have a lot. It does have a lot of flaws. That's because it is
Yeah.
him. But I have to be honest. It's it's slightly better than I thought it was going to be. But that's the thing. It does get boring in parts, and you just wish that he'd moved the plot on and the
Yeah.
story on a lot faster than what he is. But it's like he needs to explain everything, every single little detail.
Yeah. So he's not right. You're
And
not right in June.
exactly. So you need to just. I think that's his problem. He needs to explain everything, and I think that's where he trips himself up all the time. But the second episode is where I always said that this actually goes downhill. So let's see
Yeah.
if the second episode is as bad. I'll give people another minute. But for whoever's ready in the chat, you could please press 1. And I know the lads are ready already, but yeah, I mean, look, this is where I believe it falls apart now. So let's see if I'm wrong. But I'm
Yeah.
actually, do you know what? Well done, because I knew there'd be slight change of opinion from when we first watched it back in the day. Um, a lot has happened, but I'm glad people have been able to keep their personal feelings of what he's done now and just review this on its own merit. And I think I think fair play to you because that can be hard.
Yeah.
And I think
Well, I think in the fandom mess altogether, it's gone from appetite to satire with Chib John now, and we just take the mick out of him.
Yeah. Right. I'll ask one final time in the chat because I know some of you wanted to get a cup of tea or whatever. So if you are all ready, please press one last time, and then we'll get the countdown underway, and we'll get this second part done, and then we've gotten over the worst week of New Who, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Tin King seen the first episode as well and thought it was all okay. So there you go. I mean, look, I'm surprised. I am actually surprised because it would be very easy for us all to slip into that. Well, listen, it's shit. It's Chris. I don't care. It's a 0. All of this rubbish. But no, everybody's being fair. So it's time for the countdown. So we are ready to start episode 2. So who would like? Who did the countdown? It was John, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do the next one.
Who wants to? Did you want to do it this time?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
Right. Here we go. Oh, by the way, you ain't no Charlotte. You do know that Queen Charlotte does the best countdown on this channel.
No.
Yeah, she does.
We should just record her voice and just use her countdown.
That's
forever.
it. Maybe we should get a pre-recording.
Get later record it. Probably
that'd be weird. That'd be weird.
Yeah, a bit weird.
Yeah. It'd be like, Noel has his own computer voice on his channel now.
Yeah. I can give you if you want a computer voice, I can give you a computery voice.
I know you can.
Dalek voice or something like that.
You get your own little sound effects, don't you?
If you want weird voices, I can pick one out.
Oh. Well, yeah, maybe for the laugh, we could do something like that.
Like
right.
Dalek.
That's it. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? Right, let's come on, let's get this because we're near the home straight now. Let's do it.
Okay then.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
And that was his cross between Cyberman and Dalek voice there.
That's the kid's father.
I don't want to get sued.
Obviously, we got the recap here, so we're watching the recap, folks.
Yeah.
We're watching the recap in the graveyard. There we go. He gets it, traps the Silurian, puts it in the van, Neil's on wheels there. Now, listen. Chris Chibnall in Torchwood, for me, that's where his best writing has always been.
Yeah.
When it's come to the whole universe of Doctor Who. Torchwood is where he should be at. He shouldn't be given this show because it's a family show, and he could do adult themes, and Torchwood is adult, and he might have come up with ridiculous concepts as well, but the majority of his writing on that is actually pretty sound.
Yeah. Do you think that's it? That he's more of an adult writer than the kind of
I
a
think
family
so.
writer?
I do.
Yeah,
I
could
do.
be.
I do. I actually do. I think that is. I said it a few weeks back on a video
Yeah.
that's where I think Chibnall has done his best work, and I think that's where it's because we were talking about the Torchwood reboot or Torchwood coming back, and I said, well, get rid of Chris Chibnall, but
Yeah.
instead of sacking him, say, listen, we want you to step down as Doctor Who showrunner, but we want you to head up Torchwood again. I would have
Yeah.
no problem with that, and I'd back
Yeah.
Torchwood. I would
Yeah.
support Torchwood. I wouldn't come out against them because I think his best writing was on Torchwood.
Yeah. He's better doing dark and gritty, isn't he, than
Yes.
doing kind of family entertainment.
Yeah.
Because all his whole writing team are just like they're just drama. Sorry, they're just soap opera writers. They're not
Yeah.
even sci-fi writers.
The sets are impressive. I have to give it.
Oh, I
to
did a
them
brilliant
for
job
that.
with the
I mean,
sets for
the
this one.
costumes as well.
In fairness to Adventuring Nerd, a lot of writers do take inspiration from other past writers.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Chibnall has done that. But what I'm just saying is for me, Torchwood is where his best writing is and always has been. Whether you're a fan of Torchwood or not, I am a fan of Torchwood and I will always defend Torchwood. I just didn't like the last season when it went to America. See, again, this is what I hate about shows like Torchwood when they get
Miracle
successful.
Day.
The Americans want it, and then they decide to go over to America. And season 4 wasn't bad. It had great actors and actresses in it. The problem is that it was just shit, and the ending was just ridiculous.
It was just
Ridiculous.
Torchwood the Next Generation, wasn't it? It wasn't Torchwood.
Ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. I did like the start of that season though, where Gwen is in the car. She's basically got the baby, and she fucking has a rocket launcher, and they take down a helicopter.
Yeah, yeah. Because I said it started really well, but then it just got too Americanized in the end. It was like, oh. And they killed half the bloody cast off. It's like, what are you doing?
That family of blood thing wasn't a bad concept. The whole thing with Captain Jack, it was interesting to find out more things about him. But then when they start getting into all of this other shit, I was like, no.
Yeah.
And that redheaded actress that was in it, that played Bill Pullman's, the pedophile's PR woman, she fucking ripped me head, man. Jesus Christ, man! I couldn't.
Then the doctor they got in it, the doctor that Torchwood found, they went and killed her off. It's like, what? That'd be the doctor for Torchwood USA.
Yeah,
it's like
they did miss it. They missed the trick there.
Yeah, it's like they're assembling a team and they kill half the team off, and it's like, Jack wants to leave again. It's like, oh.
See, what you could have really done was you could have had Torchwood in America, right? But make it clear that that out of the end of this series that you would have a Torchwood America, right? So then the Torchwood Welsh, they go back to Wales, but then the Americans would have their own version of Torchwood with the American crew, carry it on, and written by Russell T and Julie like it was, right? And have that one while still having the British one. But no, they don't think like that.
They just want to hand the whole thing over to America and see if they liked it, and they didn't like it. No one liked
it. BBC America and those twats are responsible for a lot of things that are happening to the new show.
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker. I won't be celebrating when she's gone anyway. It's not good enough. I know people are delighted that she is gone, but to be quite honest with you, it doesn't make a difference if he's not. He's can all
No,
celebrate.
he's already done the
It's
damage.
just it's just delaying what's going to
Yeah.
happen. If he goes, there's a chance of saving this show. There is a chance, but he has to go with her. See, because he can't write stuff like this. He can't do this, even though like the start of this episode is not bad. It falls apart when when the mother starts getting involved.
Yeah. Starts being vindictive.
It's Venom.
Ooh.
I like Stephen Moore in this. God rest his soul. He was Marvin in the Hitchhiker's radio play.
Celery.
Yeah.
Nice little throwback to Davison.
Yeah. Matt Smith gives off kind of Davison vibes. I mean, he
He
looks
does,
like
yeah.
Peter Davison in a way.
Listen. This is what happens when you have an actor that that goes and does the research and then becomes a fan of the show.
Yeah.
Right? He was able to very cleverly incorporate certain traits of each doctor that he had, but make it his own. Make it a completely different doctor, a unique to his, and it was. And this is why I actually have reassessed Matt Smith over the years, and I actually think he is an absolute gem of a doctor. And I'm pissed now that he actually left. He regrets it himself, but by God, Matt, I understand why you decided to leave. But I think if he had a crystal ball and he's seen how it went, I mean, The Crown has been successful for him and huge for him. But other than that, the things in Hollywood didn't work out as well as he thought it would. And I just feel like he could have been the next Tom Baker, as in the amount of time he played the Doctor.
Yeah, I think he should have stuck around.
Yeah.
I think season 8 would have worked a bit better with Matt than it did with Peter. But then again, season 9 would have been great for Peter.
Yeah, the second part is just
bit flat, yeah.
Yeah, already on board, like, and I just want to talk about
Yeah.
something else now. But I'm gonna be fair, and
Yeah.
It's that slow and it just doesn't
Yeah,
kind
it's a
of
bit,
pick
yeah,
up.
that's right. Exactly.
I mean,
the first
to
episode
me,
is much
they could have-
faster.
To me, I don't know if you guys agree, but to me, up until this point, could have been actually explained in the first episode. That they cut out some of the dialogue that they had in the first episode and some of the scenes. They could have had this, you know,
Exactly, yeah.
as the cliffhanger, even when she turns on the light and you see it's the Silurians. That's the fourth. You know what I mean?
They could have slowed down. Yeah, they could have slowed down the first
Yeah.
episode and sped this one up, and it would have been perfect, or at least very good.
Like, holy shit! Look at that, though.
Look at all the Silurian warriors.
It actually reminds me of that scene of I, Robot. Do you remember when
Yeah.
when
Oh,
the first time
yeah.
we see all the robots? That's
Yeah.
what that reminds me of.
I remember that one. Yeah.
That's a great movie. Underrated gem, there is.
Yeah.
Do you know that Tom Cruise was originally supposed to get that movie, and Will Smith was originally thought to be cast for Minority Report, but
Oh, I see. There's a
yeah,
switcheroo.
but the two actors uh, wanted to found out about each other's projects or something, and there was dialogue, and the two of them agreed that they would swap roles, but obviously they had to go through the film, but they agreed. I
Yeah.
have to be honest, I think iRobot wouldn't have worked with Tom Cruise, just like Minority Report wouldn't have worked with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I think Minority Report is brilliant as well.
Yeah.
The precogs. I always wanted the second one, but it wouldn't have made sense. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad they didn't. But I always wanted an iRobot too, because even the way that ended, it left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, kind of let the audience decide sort of thing what would happen next. But I
Yeah.
would have loved to see a part two, see some of the older robots, turn evil again and try turn
Yeah.
against humanity. You don't even have to
Yeah.
have Will Smith in it. Just, you could have some other people in it.
Yeah.
See, see, to a
She gets
certain
all
extent,
vindictive. Yeah.
I kind of understand where she's coming from. Our
Mhm.
father is dying. Our
Yeah.
son,
Yeah.
she doesn't know whether our son is dead or not. But still, to go this far, to cross that line to me was wrong. This
Yeah.
is not what a
Yeah.
mother should be doing. I know
And
you're
this is what the
different.
doctor advised her against.
Yeah.
And then she's like provoking her, and she does it
Yeah.
anyway. Like she's there, zap me. I want you to zap me.
Yeah.
And there, look, she's even taunting her. A mother that can protect her own child. But that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. She couldn't protect her own child, so she's lashing out at everybody else.
Yeah. And she blamed the doctor for it in the first
Yeah.
episode.
See?
It's both of them taunting each other there.
Yeah.
But there you go. She even said it to her. You're the
Yeah.
weakest. You're the weak link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the father realizes what she's done. He's like, what the hell, you piece of. Yeah, because you're a shitty mother. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, he's dying, and even he's telling her,
Yeah.
like, we have to be better than this. Yeah, it was a good idea. But again, like we have said under the Moffat era, it doesn't matter who's writing. The Moffat era episodes always start off great.
Yeah.
But by the end, you're right. The initial idea is great, but the execution is poor. It's drawn out, and there's too much expulsion. You're great. You're right. Pacing is slow but sporadic in others,
Yeah.
and then the plot development's not great. The character development, in some cases, is not great. I do like the guns.
They're kind of a bit like modified Sea Devil guns. You know.
Yeah.
Well, people's fear can spell evil acts though.
Yeah.
Fear is a very powerful tool. Why do you think media and other use fear? Because people are easier to control. People,
Yeah.
and with fear comes. Look, I get where you're coming from, and I know this is poorly executed, but Doctor Who, I don't believe should shy away from things like that. I mean, that's why we
I
got the
think
Daleks, was to show us
Yeah.
what pure evil
I think
looks
you've got a point there, no.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes Doctor Who is because it kind of shows the best in all of us, and
Yeah.
that's what the Doctor's message is trying to be. It's trying
Exactly.
to be the best message, to be the best of all of us.
Exactly. He wants to, and trying to tell us that we can be better. We can be
Yeah.
better. We don't
Yeah.
always have to,
Yeah.
succumb to fear.
Yeah.
We don't always have to, strike first. That there is
Yeah.
a better way of handling these things.
Yeah.
I just, it could be very easily sorted, this show.
Yeah.
But if there was a will, if there was a real proper will from the BBC or the people that made the decision to say, all right, look, this has gone on too long. I think it is time to pull the plug. Let's bring in someone and see if we can rescue this.
Yeah. But I think at the moment, with what's happening to BBC News, I don't think they've got anyone. They've got no one left.
It's just propaganda after propaganda, and I mean they're riling the people up, and they're pushing them too far, and the whole thing, but what's been going on. I mean, they could have had that all under control, but they haven't.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I've been saying about it. There's been massive blowback. All this kind of wokeness. There's been massive blowback.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be retribution. Whenever you do something, there's always it's like, what is it? Every effect has an equal or opposite effect.
Here she goes.
Or maybe it's done on purpose, to get a reaction from us.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
It's like, why do it? Because you're risking the entire corporation on it.
Yeah.
No. I love his response.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yay! There he is. Sorry, that's Stephen Moore there. Played Marvin the Paranoid Android in the radio plays and the Figgy books. Audio books.
See, this is the whole point of Doctor Who. Good versus evil. It's the classic.
Yeah, the thing about it is we've had Matt Smith is a decent doctor here, Lee. So even though this story isn't the greatest, Matt Smith's doctor, his acting and the cast, have to say, have done all they can with this.
Yeah.
Done their best.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. You've got a good doctor and a mediocre script. It's going to pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, even with Peter Capaldi had a brilliant doctor and bad scripts, and he pulled it off.
And look what he did. He elevated some of those. But then we seen with Peter Capaldi when he got a decent story, as in one of the great stories in Heaven Sent, with his acting, what his doctor could have been. And I think that's why everybody latches onto that and says that's one of the greatest. That is the greatest New Who story.
You know why that is a great story? Because he's acting to absolutely nothing.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. He's
talking to himself, technically.
That episode showed me what doctor we should have got with him.
Yeah. Exactly.
I still haven't gotten over his regeneration, actually. I'm still gutted to this day that he's gone. I'll never get
Yeah,
over.
did you see, I kind of saw it. That's why they did the little cameo in Capaldi's first episode, because I knew the American audience wouldn't get it.
Yeah, and I didn't think Capaldi wanted to go. I mean, the way he was talking on the radio,
No, didn't.
he
That's
just
what I
didn't want
mean.
to.
That's what I can't, and I don't care what
Yeah.
people out there say.
He got
Say,
kicked
he
out.
left of his own volition and all of this. I don't
Yeah.
believe it for 1 second. And the fact that I believe that he was forced out for all of this nonsense makes it
Yeah.
even better. Because that guy, I actually was watching. See, this is what I mean. I don't know why I'm doing it to myself lately, but I've been feeling a lot nostalgic lately, as I've been telling you all, and I've been watching back clips of Peter Capaldi and even the way he's speaking about Doctor Who. There is no way. I watched his very first interview when he came out and he announced he was the Doctor. Watch that
Yeah.
again, folks. Watch that again.
He wanted to do that role.
Watch every time he speaks about Doctor Who and little interviews here and there and all the conventions that he turned up at. You tell me by listening to that guy, if you honestly believe that that guy was willing to hand all of that over after getting that role, after
Yeah.
waiting as long as he did to get it and to finally get it and to come out and say the things that he said, he was
Yeah.
over the moon, right? He even tells the story about he met this kid, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about the fires of Pompeii, right? And he was saying, this kid was saying how he loved Doctor Who. And Peter was like, because he had to keep it a secret, was literally saying to himself, this kid doesn't realize that I'm the Doctor. He's actually talking to the new Doctor.
Yeah.
He'd be gutted when he finds out. Like, but he's telling us it was very charming. But Peter, he was telling the story, and this kid, he says, this kid didn't even know he was talking to the new Doctor.
Yeah.
Isn't that a bummer? It's like the photograph that you see of David Tennant, where he takes a photograph of the fan who's on the train and has the Doctor Who t-shirt on, doesn't realise that he's literally a couple of meters away from the Doctor. Like, he didn't want to live. And nobody could tell me any different. I even investigated that at the time. If people have been following the channel, will know that I followed this very closely. I even the interview and all that radio interview that he did, where he was devastated. He didn't know. You're not going to tell me that he wanted to leave Doctor Who. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Hartnell didn't want to leave. We know that.
Yeah,
Troughton didn't want to leave.
No.
Pertwee didn't want to leave. Tom Baker had no choice because he'd been playing the role for 7 years, but he didn't really want to leave.
No,
And then
he
Peter
didn't want
Davison
to be
didn't.
cast either. But I can but he even says he regrets some of the decisions he made. So that's quite telling. Maybe he probably wishes he could have went on and even longer. And look, I don't think a Doctor. Look, they could say that Jodie has been the Doctor longer, but she hasn't been on screen as long as Tom Baker. Tom Baker will always have that record. So, we are just hoping and praying now that this show can continue. Because it can.
Yes, it can, because everything that Chibnall has done with the timeless children, that can be undone.
Of course it can.
Yeah.
Because there's ways and means.
There is. I hope he does it. I hope he's, even though he's not communicating with fans, I hope he is listening. I hope he is this time, because he has to. He has to. Because, if I could talk to Chris, I'm not even angry at him anymore. But I would plead with him. I'll say, listen, please just step down, will you? Do the right thing for Doctor Who. And I'll say, listen, if you want to bring back Torchwood, I'll support you when it comes to Torchwood. I will review your episodes. I will talk about your show. Just please leave Doctor Who and give it to someone.
Yeah.
That will do a better job. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I think we're gone past being polite about it. he needs to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should have replaced him after after his second season, I think.
Any chance of announcements during Euros of Whitaker's official departure? Well, if you have all been following me channel, you will know that we did actually speak about that a few, I think it's a couple of months now ago. There's supposed to be a rumored announcement, but as I said, if I know anything, I'll let you know. People have been actually. I just want to say this. People have been asking me what Eddie is on about on Twitter. And I just want to say, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but even if I did know, and I'm not saying either way if I do or not, but even if I did know, I'm not going to tell you because it's his information to put out, not mine. So if he has anything to report, because he did put up a tweet yesterday to say I think it was what was it exactly what he said? I'll get it up and tell you exactly what he said. And I've had private messages off several people asking me to tell them what it is. Right. So he wrote, "Please stand by." Then 10 hours ago, he wrote, "Sorry, got distracted. So there are 3 major Doctor Who announcements planned in the next 4 weeks. I'm also sitting on an embargoed announcement not related for Series 13. And then because he's getting a lot of emails as well and DMs, he says, "Please don't ask or DM me regarding stuff. If I can share more, I would." And that's exactly what I'm going to say to people as well. There's no point he is coming to me and asking me, because if I do get information and I'm told not to say anything, because there is times that we do get information and we're told to keep it to ourselves. It's just for us, so we know what's going on. And then if the time is appropriate, we'll put it out. But that's what he has said. Now, we have spoke about announcements coming at the end of the Euro. So again, he's saying a 4-week time frame there. So it all fits in. So whatever his sources are saying, there's something going to happen. But there's no point to people asking me, because the way me and Eddie operate is this, right? I don't ask him. He doesn't ask me. Right? It's as simple as that. Right? When we get our information and if we feel like sharing it to each other, that's what we do. Right? But there are times where we don't. Because, just in case one of us does slip up, because it can happen, right? It might be accidental, but it can happen. So we have to have certain safeguards, because, again, I will say this, and I can't believe I have to say this, but I will say for people out there that do question rumors that are put out there, we've got to remember, right, the stuff that we put out, we're very careful when we put it out, because for the simple fact is that BBC could put decoy stuff out, right?
Yeah.
Try and find out who the leaks are. So there will be times where we're told there's announcements going to happen and this is the latest stuff and all of this, but it could be a trick. So what happens is normally what happens, and I say it's probably happening with Eddie right now. He's gotten whatever information he's gotten, and now he's trying, obviously, because he's got other sources out there, to see if there's anything in this.
Yeah.
And if there is, and it seems legit to put out there, he will put it out there, just like what I do. So I'd say to people, be patient. Logic dictates anyway. If she is gone with recent photographs, look, I saw a video from someone that we all know on the other side that keeps criticizing fans. And they were saying that he believes that Whittaker is staying because a major show like Doctor Who would have to put out feelers for actors and actresses that they need to cast for the next role, and that they wouldn't be able to keep that a secret. Well, I've literally told everybody a few months ago that it's an open secret in the industry that Jodie Whittaker is leaving, okay?
Yeah.
And that the casting is already in process, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, you could again, it's the stupidity of some people out there. She's leaving, so get over it. She's gone. I honestly do believe Chris Chibnall needs to go, but she's gone, so get over it. You know, the doctor that he has used to go and criticize fans is gone now, so you'll have to think of some other way to come after fans now, because you won't be able to use the sexist line anymore.
Yeah.
Unless they cast another woman doctor, then you will start up all over again.
Yeah.
But of course, we will handle the situation a little bit differently this time, because we'll see what actress, if it is an actress, we'll see what type of actress they bring in.
Yeah.
Tony Mac.
The thing I hate about this is they're using the Blade Runner sound effects in the background.
This is when it starts to kind of fall apart. It's less interesting. It becomes
Jodie
ridiculous.
Whittaker's not staying. I think people is Jodie Whittaker's not staying, right? This is different from other years, right?
Yeah.
I know for a fact she's gone. She's gone.
Yeah, she doesn't want to stay.
Look at the recent Doctor Who annual, right? That's going to be released. Where's her photograph? Where's her picture?
I mean, look at these photographs that they were taking of her crying. I mean, she was obviously upset because of her being snapped crying.
She's gone.
I mean, yeah, she's gone.
She's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone. All we are now is just waiting on that official announcement. Look at even YouTubers that fought me over the years that kept saying, well, you keep saying she's gone. She was, and I'll still maintain that. She was gone. She was convinced, along with Chris Chibnall, to stay on for whatever reason. It still baffles me to this day. Chaos in Cardiff did happen, right? But this is different. This is different because when I reported it this time, right, I knew already that the Mirror and other newspapers had already had the story. They were told to hold off on it. They were told to hold off on it. They had the story and they were going to break it, but then they gave the BBC, if you can hang off on the story, we'll give you another exclusive, which they did, and they hung off, and then it was released. Then when
by the press association,
about it was leaked, and then the papers came out then and spoke about it.
And we know they all communicate. We know all the broadcasters communicate because they go through the press association. That's what's happening with GB News at the moment.
Of course they do. And I knew she was gone this time. I knew she was gone this time, and I was 100% this time. There was no doubting this time. There was always doubting the other two times because anything can happen. But I know for a fact she's gone.
Yeah, because the BBC's just been brought into the light for trying to sabotage GB News by sabotaging press association feeds.
Exactly. But listen, her gone is not going to solve all the issues that we have.
No, you're still going to get rid of the showrunner.
Okay, it is, as Lee said, it is a step in the right direction, but for me, it's not good enough, right? I might be a bit more militant on this than Lee, maybe, but I think that if he doesn't go, I'm sorry, there isn't going to be Doctor Who after the 60th if it even gets to that.
Yeah.
And I don't want that
last
to happen.
season is going to be
no matter
boring
what these
as hell.
fans out there say about me, I don't want that to happen. I want Doctor Who to go on and carry on as long as I'm around.
Yeah.
Because it brings me such joy when it's done properly. And even this at the end, this has been the most boring episode that I've ever watched, but it's still fucking Doctor Who compared to what he has given us.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's what I still say about Matt's seasons. They still felt like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Yeah.
May have been a bit different in places, but it still felt like the same show.
I get what
Yeah,
you're
it felt more
saying.
like classic.
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying, right? You don't want to believe it until it's official. And I get what you're saying. Because we all, listen, I put out the news. And I have to say I was gutted when it turned
Yeah.
out that she was staying. Trust me, nobody else felt it more, I can tell you. Right? Because even what we were getting told at the time, it was series of like yous won't realize. Listen, it'll all come out in a few years' time, but Series 11 production was the worst that it's ever been under
Yeah.
any showrunner
Yeah.
ever.
It's
Even
totally
worse
unwatchable.
than JNT. There was so many problems, so many infighting because there was things that he wanted to do and people were resisting him. Chaos in Cardiff did happen. He did walk,
Yeah.
right? And they were convinced to come back, the two of them. Two of them were handing in their resignations. And they were convinced by Piers Wenger to stay on. This is what we were told, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you this will all come out in a few years. It will. All this shit normally does,
It
right?
will
Look
do.
at the JNT stuff. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all come out, right? All
Yeah.
the infighting that was happening there. This will be no different. This will be no different. In about 10, 15, maybe 20 years' time, we will find out exactly what happened
Yeah.
and why this production, as BBC Radio said themselves, the problems of production 11 carried on into to Series 12. Now,
Yeah.
we've already heard from Eddie and his sources that Doctor Who is over budget and behind schedule. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist now to believe that there's problems behind the production again. And now, I will say that
Oh yeah, I can kind of see I can see the pieces of the puzzle now. No, it's always
Yeah.
slow to deliver something, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Kind of see it now. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this is the thing. It'll all come out. It will all come out, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be. It's gonna shock loads of people.
Oh, I think this is the best prop I've ever seen in Doctor Who.
This is the bet. This is his reaction here when he pulls this out.
Oh, this piece of the TARDIS is I would love to have had this prop.
Same.
Yeah, this is a prop. You know, if I got anything from Doctor Who, it's this piece of the TARDIS.
Sadako thinks this moment is stupid because he thinks the doctor knows he should live. I do agree with you, but at the same time, would you not want to know what's creating the crack if you can? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's Rory being the hero again.
Yeah.
Remember, the Doctor is not a hero in this team TARDIS. It's actually Rory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot. See this?
Yeah.
This
I
is
think this is
Doctor
a
Who.
Moffat bit. This is a Moffat bit.
This has to be a Moffat bit.
This has to be Moffat because the whole thing's about the crack. And it's
Yeah, and the whole reset at the end. I mean,
Yeah.
at the Big Bang. I mean, that's everything restored. Basically, it's just you're basically seeing him going to be sucked into the crack in time.
Yeah.
Oh man, this gutted me. I have to say because I didn't think he was going to come back. This gutted me. I said we're only getting to know Rory and they're killing them off.
Yeah, he's only
Yeah.
been like 4
Gutted.
episodes or 5 episodes.
I was gutted, man.
We're 2/3 of the way for a season. Yeah.
And look at the Charlotte. You're right, Charlotte. The acting from Karen here is,
Really good.
Yeah.
and even Matt Smith. Look,
So it's shaking his head.
I know.
No way in
I
hell.
think he absolutely realizes that there's a great reset going on here, a
Yeah.
time and space.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot how good this part acts. This is a Moffat because it's a crack in the wall, definitely.
Yeah, you can tell the end is Moffat's.
And then he tries.
It's not entirely Chris Chibnall on this episode. It's Stephen Moffat as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, you can see the Peter Davidson in this episode.
yeah.
And I do like that when she does forget, and then as the episodes go on, she knows that there's something. She knows something's
Mhm.
not right, but
Yeah.
she just can't put her finger on it. But we get to see the little, and it's very well done.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot how good this scene actually was, man. Look at him. He's a klutz.
Yeah.
He's our klutz. I love Rory. Arthur, even when he did that lockdown thing, that was one of my favourite lockdown videos. That one and the Strax one with the potato head. That was brilliant. Oh.
And she's forgot about him.
She's forgot about him now, and he picks up the box because she's brilliant in this, Sadako.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Karen Gillan gets a lot of stick, but why do you think she's doing so well in Hollywood? Because she is a great actress. She always has been a great actress and always will be a great actress. And I think she did brilliantly with what she got there. I know people hate the fact that they were Amy's boys and it was a bit, they didn't like that feminist angle to it, right? But for fuck's sake, come on. They were Amy's boys, let's be honest.
Yeah. And I mean, it really was Doctor Who. I mean, you can't deny it.
There, he's telling her now, an eye for an eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. That's what I'd say to people out there as well that are upset about shit. An eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Not going to get you where you need. It's never the way. There's always a better option.
You have to recreate the middle ground. It's always the best way.
He doesn't resent her. He kind of understands where she comes, but he's after giving her the pep talk now. Be a good person now. Prove to your son that you could be a good mother again. I kind of didn't get that though, and I still don't get that today though. Do you know why? Tell you why, because the universe is rebooted. So she would...
Yeah.
So that wouldn't happen. Actually, when it comes up to the Pandorica episodes, I have a lot to say about them. And it's a two-parter, so we'll do the two of them. But this is when I knew Stephen Moffat was going to become a problem, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll explain.
But this is when he realises.
That is great, that prop.
Did they not sell? If I'm correct in saying, I think they sold a few.
They sold the door,
did.
the whole. He sold the whole door. We didn't sell the destroyed bit section.
Right.
I mean, the reaction from Matt's doctor when he realises it.
Yeah.
We'll watch the trailer. Right? I don't watch it, but I just want to watch the trailer because it's such a good episode coming up next. In fairness, now I will say I'm not as. I thought I was going to be. Oh, there is no trailer. Okay.
No, there's no trailer about this one either. It's just went into it.
Not as bad. I have to be honest. Right, let's get into it anyway. Right. Okay, I'll start off first because I normally let the lads start off, and then I always give me your opinion at the end. But I'll start off. Right, what did I think? I think the first part was decent. I think we already spoke about and all of us did about how we felt about the first part. But the second part for me is just a bar fest. There was no need for all of that dialogue at the table and try sort out who's going to live on what planet. It didn't make fucking sense anyway. You can't just all of a sudden have a conference and decide, well, we're going to give you this continent without actually going to the leaders of the fucking world and saying, well, listen, we have the original inhabitants of Earth. They live underground and they've decided they want to come up above level. So we have to give them. So you know what I mean? There was just certain stupid things. It was boring. To be quite honest, I think there was unnecessary. You know, the mother's behavior was it was like tit for tat. Let's see who can get sort of get each other angrier, and the mother basically murders a being because our the father is sick and our son was kidnapped. Now, kind of get it to a certain extent, but would you go that far and actually murder someone?
No, it was just vindictive.
That's the thing. So, certain things like that he does. Look, second episode is awful. First episode is not too bad. So with that, I'm just going to give this, and this is 2 parts, by the way. I'm marking them as 1. I'm going to give this, I'm going to be fair, I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10 for the fact that I do think the first episode is far superior, and there is a lot to keep you interested in it. It does drag in parts again. I think PD and myself made the point, it was kind of, they could have moved the plot along a lot faster than what they did, but I think that's down to the inability of Chris Chibnall to actually do that and understand how to move a plot along. He uses all these little, gimmicks, the screwdriver, all these countdowns, putting the drill on to kind of threaten the Silurian and all. Like, they're all little plot devices that don't you know what I mean? It's just because he can't come up with anything clever, and I think that's his downfall when it comes to Doctor Who. I don't think he can write family shows. So a 5.5 out of 10 for me, because I do think the second episode is a complete and utter bar fest. That's why I wasn't really talking about the first one. We were, but if you notice, the second one we weren't really talking about that much. It's absolutely rubbish. So 5.5 out of 10 is what I'm going to give it. So everybody's going to give their score. So I'm going to ask now Real Super Doctor to give his score and his review of the second episode.
Well, I think that the first episode seemed to have went all right. I mean, he had the right approach to the Doctor and that, and he was writing the Doctor and that, and with all the cleverness and all that. But he was just using the sonic screwdriver too much.
Yeah,
as I felt, and it's not really the intelligence of the Doctor. I mean, you've got to convey that to the audience, but it's all the kind of gobbledygook stuff that comes up, and it's not really the intelligent stuff that that kind of relates to the people there, and to understand exactly what's really going on. It's just like the Doctor knows exactly what's going on, and it's like the people around them just don't have a clue. It's just like they're lemmings and to the whole situation, and it's to me that the acting is kind of a bit all over the place with some of them, but Mira Sayal, she does quite good. I mean, she's really she really gets in there and she helps out and all that, and then the chemistry between her and the Doctor seems to kind of build up, and but by episode 2, I mean, we've got the reveal of the humanoid Silurians and all that, and it's a kind of underground Silurian kind of base and all that. But the sets are impressive and all that, and the production's impressive and all that, and the acting does get a wee bit kind of better, but not that much better. But having to think that this is a kind of Stephen Moffat kind of production, it's not entirely Chris Chibnall production, and it is still Doctor Who, and it still works. But
It
For me,
actually,
the story's absolutely boring.
yeah,
I mean, it's
it'd
like,
actually be fair to Super Doctor. It'd be fair to say, wouldn't it, that
yeah,
Stephen Moffat parts in this are actually good.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, that's what makes it feel like Doctor Who. But the
yeah,
rest of it is bland. And I
yeah,
think that's what Chris Chibnall is when it comes to
yeah.
writing Doctor Who. I just think it's far too bland.
Yeah,
And
it's too bland, and he's trying to overcomplicate himself,
yes, yeah,
and it's coming across as like a huge mess of an episode in that, and it's like he's taking ideas from past Doctor Who episodes, like Doctor Who and the Silurians, which we see with Warriors of the Deep and Frontios. I mean that eaten by the Earth
Yeah.
kind of thing. I mean that's totally ripped off of Frontios. I
yeah,
mean ideas are just kind of. It's cobbled together basically, and he doesn't really kind of know what he's doing. I mean, it's just all put together just in the hope that people kind of buy this, and it's just like an episode filler, if you can
yeah,
understand that. It's not really it's not really it's not really storytelling, if you
yeah.
kind of from that point of view. It's a load of rubbish.
I
To
mean,
me it's a load
he
of
says
rubbish.
fair, comment, bland. I think that's what it is. It's not even that the writing is crap beyond
Yeah,
crap. It's just bland.
yeah,
He just doesn't know. Again, I've said this numerous of times. We keep repeating ourselves a little bit on this, but of course, this
yeah,
week is different because obviously we are doing Chris Chibnall stories.
yeah,
But that's what it is. It's just bland, and with the lack of character development and
yeah,
plot development, it just fought. The second episode is should have gave if BBC looked at those two stories,
hmm.
right? What other stories did he do for Doctor Who as well? What was it? Dinosaurs? Did he do dinosaurs
He
in the
did dinosaurs in a
That's
spaceship.
it. Yeah.
right? So he did dinosaurs in the spaceship as well,
Yeah.
right? And I think he did an. I can't remember what if he did another one. I'm not 100%
Well,
sure.
he did 40. I think it was 42.
Yeah, 42, but apparently that was rewritten by RTD because it was that
Yeah.
bad. Right, that's the rumors anyway. Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's what he would have been judged on,
Yeah.
right? To be right, you're the man for Doctor Who. So those episodes
Yeah.
is what he would have been judged on. And maybe some of his Torchwood work as well. I'd say Torchwood had a lot to do with it, actually, to be quite honest with you. But he's tried to make this into it's supposed to be a family show, but he's tried to turn it into a kiddie show.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it. Yeah.
And it's not working, right?
No.
So I'm going to show up now because I did give me a review, sorry. And so what are you giving this one,
I'm
John?
giving it a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. That's not too
Yeah.
bad, man. That's not too
Yeah.
bad. PD Rich.
I'd give it a very, very generous 7 out of 10. That's because Stephen Moore was in it and passed away recently, and there's
Right.
very, very good actors in it, and it's a very mediocre script they're trying to bring to life. First part's good, but the problem with the first part is it was going too fast. And the
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
part was going too slow, and it just
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
no balance. The balance
Yeah,
was
there's
off.
no balance. And they still could have cut a couple of scenes out of the first part to speed
Yeah.
it up even more. Because it wouldn't have detracted away from the story that they
No.
were trying to tell if they had a decent story to tell, that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Also,
Right,
thought
let's
one where it was too vindictive. It was like, she could have just caused and destroyed the entire human race just by being vindictive. And it's like, what's the story of that? You know?
yeah, well, Silurians, what?
Yeah.
Right, let's give a few of the scores in the chat. So we have Sadako 24 with a 3 out of 10. Enigmatic Joker 7 out of 10. Matthew gave it 4 out of 10. The Thing King gave it 6 out of 10. Lee Halford gave it 8 out of 10. Captain Hipster Spock now it is. It's not Cockney anymore. He's changed his identity. So don't mispronounce his name. He gives it a 6.9. That's very generous. Well done. Queen Charlotte gives it a 5 out of 10. And I think that's everybody that's given a comment, a rating, I should say. So someone says it was no off from 55. PD Rich 7 out of 10. It is very generous. Well, look, he likes that actor in it, so obviously he's gonna rate.
Yeah, there was some very good actors in it.
With
Yeah.
certain actors in certain episodes or actresses, I would boost up a rating if I like those in particular. So he's a
It's
fan.
called iconography. It's having an iconic actor in.
That's it. Right, lads. What I want to do is because the battery is about to go dead, but I want you to get your shout outs out there. So if you want to plug away, we'll start with you first, PD Rich. Just we know.
Okay,
so-
company's just gone live now. I'll probably be joining them over there a bit later on. So if you could go subscribe to Company Slots channel or join us, that'd be great.
Right, but has he changed the channel name?
Yeah, pretty much because I've kept the hipster spot now.
Right, so it's Captain
Long story.
Spock now, not Cockney. He's gotten rid
Yeah.
of the Cockney. Probably not allowed to put Cockney.
He
up
still
on
calls
the
himself
anymore.
Company Spot, but
Yeah.
there's a long story behind it.
Right. Well, go and check out his channel, and as PD said, he'll be there. Anybody else, PD?
No, that's about it.
Fantastic, brilliant, short and sweet as usual. I love it. Right, real super doctor. See, now that you've actually put it to super doctor. I used to
Breaking up
call you super doctor. Now that you've changed it to super doctor, I've gone back to calling you what you originally called yourself, which was real super doctor. I must be annoying you right now because you probably changed it for me because I kept calling you super doctor. Now I'm back to real super doctor. But go ahead, tell everybody what you've got, your social medias and whatever you have coming on your channel. Have we lost you?
You still there, John?
Uh-oh. John?
You're still alive, not Storm.
Right, he's probably bad weather. He's probably going to knock off. If he does, check out, he has the Real Super Doctor on Twitter, and he has the Real Super Doctor YouTube channel.
It's in the chat.
So go and check him out. It's in the chat there. Chris asks, did Chibnall get him? Probably did. Probably take us all out now over the next couple of months. Now, I reckon it's a storm issue. He did say the weather has been, everybody's internet has been acting up, including mine. So I had a blackout for over 2.5 hours. Yeah, he's gone. I had a blackout for over 2.5 hours the other day.
Wow.
I was going mad because I literally had put on the PlayStation and then couldn't play any games.
We've had 3 brownouts in the space of 2 months, so there's something going on.
Yeah, there definitely is. Now, just one announcement to make before we go. So there's a poll on the community section on the YouTube channel. So everybody keeps saying, what is that? So I'll explain it. So do you know where it says when you go into someone's YouTube channel, it'll have videos playlist? Well, you'll see one that will have community. Go into that. There's a poll. There's 4 movies to choose from. Vote for your favorite movie. The movie choices are American Werewolf in London, Starship Troopers, Gremlins, and the Blues Brothers. They're the 4 movies. You get to vote on those movies. If you haven't cast your vote, please do. We'll be watching that movie then on Wednesday. So go ahead and do that because, don't want any people complaining on the panel when they come on to watch the movie that their movie wasn't picked. If you don't vote and get people to vote, well then there's nothing we can do. I will say though, Lee is trying to influence the vote. I seen him on Twitter earlier. None of that carry on going on, right? Trying to get people to vote Blues Brothers. Vote for whatever movie is want, right? Don't let Lee influence you, right?
Yeah.
Even though my movie's American Werewolf in London and it's winning right now, I will say to everybody, vote for the movie that you like out of those 4 movies. That's to be fair, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to convince you either way. I'll watch any of the movies that are there because I think all 4 movies are iconic in their own right. So any movie will do me. So just go and vote. It's in the community section there. And I'm going to leave it at that now. Leave it short and sweet, saying good night tonight because, you know, I always spend about 20 minutes and I can't because my battery's about to go dead now.
Okay.
So, what you call it? I don't want to be mid-sentence and it goes and it's still live. So I'm going to say good night. So thank you all for joining me. I want to thank my panel as always. Thanks for joining me, guys. And everybody in the everybody vote in the poll. Chris has put it in the chat there, so go and vote. Even if you're not going to watch, right? And there's one of those 4 movies that you like, vote for it because you might watch the stream then later on. Put the movie on and watch the stream later on. That's the whole point as well. If we don't get people watching live, we do get a lot of the views after the fact. So, you know, it doesn't make a difference to me. But, you know, vote on the movie because you know, there's 4 great choices there. Right, good night, folks. Stay safe, look after yourselves. We're back here on Wednesday. Of course, in the meantime, if I do get anything, I'll obviously be on before that. But if everything is quiet, I'll be back on Wednesday. So until then, have a good one. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and enjoy the sunshine while you can. Because I'm pretty sure this weather is going to continue to be weird. So yeah, enjoy it. So good night, folks. See you later. Here's the trailer. Night night.